Hi everyone, my name is Nicolas. I wanted to share a little bit about my experience with Cabrillo's Engineering Abroad program, but first I wanted to talk a little bit about the program itself. So the Engineering Abroad program is an opportunity for Cabrillo students to apply the skills that they've learned in class and develop new skills through hands-on projects while working in another country. One of the big things that I learned through this program is that engineering is a powerful tool that can change the world for the better, and you learn to use your powers for good. I already kind of had a sense of this when I applied for the program, but as I came to find out, there's a very big difference between having a sense of something and going out there and having that experience for yourself. And that's really the main point of the Abroad program. It lets students have that powerful experience that changes their outlook on what engineering is and what it can do for the world. So in addition to having that understanding of what engineering can do, I also learned about the importance of planning, of persistence, and people. People you can see here. Planning was really important for us because we took on a lot of work. We built 5 rabbit hutches plus a large exercise hutch. We built a compost shredder, which was no small feat. We dug some trenches and filled them with concrete to help build a amphitheater for a local project. And there was also surveying and data collection. This all happened in about 7-8 working days. So the planning was our big key to making everything happen. And that started for us in the fall semester. We took a day on the weekend and we got together and built a prototype of a rabbit hutch. And this gave us an idea of the best way to get things done. Think about how we were going to approach things, get some practice and familiarity with the tools that we would be using, and just generally think about our best approach for when we were in Costa Rica. We also spent a fair amount of time in the machine shop. Cody and Summer and myself had some help from Bob McCown, the Engineering 12 professor, and Hank Lopez, the CNC TA. And with their assistance, we were able to make these shredder teeth and these spacers, which were actually going to do the chewing on the shredder. And after finals, we spent a couple of long days fabricating steel plates, drilling a bunch of holes and getting that all put together. Because all the time that we spent working together as a group, we were able to form a cohesive working dynamic that was really functional once we got to Costa Rica. And I really think that was a huge contributor to our success. Another big thing was our persistence. This team was very persistent. And that carried us through some trouble. Trouble for my team happened on the shredder project. Biggest problem happened right when we landed in Providencia. We were missing all of the steel parts that you see here. And that was huge. We had collectively spent over 100 hours on these parts, and right there, everything was gone. So we really had one option, and that was to just keep working, which is exactly what we did. But in the meanwhile, we were able to track down a machine shop about 2 hours away. And fortunately, Joanne went off and put in an order because we had all the files and drawings for our parts. And we had a machinist make them. But even after that order was put in, we had no guarantee that our parts were going to arrive when we needed them because we had such a tight schedule. So like I mentioned, we just kept working. And that's what you can see Kaylee and I doing here. And that really paid off because the parts were delivered right when we were ready for them. We'd finished the woodwork and we were ready to assemble the metal parts. If we hadn't kept going like that, this never would have been possible. And I feel that was really important. Another big thing I keep mentioning, I keep showing this picture, is the importance of people. This is our team. This is our family. We spent 2 weeks together, and everything that we did together. We worked hard. Everybody just gave everything they had. And I think that if anyone had held back, we wouldn't have been able to finish what we had done. Our timeline was that tight. And so I was really impressed by that. I also realized that I'm very motivated by helping others. This is a picture of Sim and I's homestay family, Doña Flora and Don Francisco. Don Francisco and his family have lived in Providencia ever since the beginning of the town, and they've been growing coffee for just about as long. And one of our last nights over dinner, Francisco told Sim and I that he was impressed by the work that we were doing, that we were helping his community, and that he was inspired to be a part of the change that we were helping. And he was committing to convert all of his coffee plants to organic the following season. And to me, that was everything that we were there for. We were there to help inspire a change in a community, and their goal was to change their agricultural practices. And here we are. A long-standing member of that community was saying he was doing just that because of us. So I think that it was amazing to see. I mean, everything that we did impacted an entire community. It wasn't like we just did it for us. We did it for others. And there were some of the local organizers, the local leaders that we worked with, they weren't 100% sure about what we were doing because they had never worked with an engineering group before. And when everything got finished and everything came to fruition, they suddenly realized that everything that we'd been doing was going to help them accomplish their goals. And to be part of that is very powerful for me. Thank you.